The hotel stands tall in the middle of Panama City. From the outside, it looks like any other luxury accommodation. But inside, nearly 300 migrants remain trapped, deported from the United States and now held in a country many of them had never set foot in before. They arrived without warning, without an explanation, and with no idea of what would happen next. Some of them thought they were being transferred within the United States, only to find themselves thousands of miles away. They had no choice. No say in the matter. No rights in the place they were sent to. For days, they have been locked inside their rooms. They are not allowed to leave. Security guards patrol the hallways. Lawyers attempting to reach them are turned away at the lobby. Some migrants have pressed their faces against the windows, desperate to show the outside world their reality. They have written messages on pieces of paper, holding them up against the glass. "Help us," one sign reads. "We are not safe in our country," says another. Others, with no paper, have resorted to smearing lipstick across the glass to write a plea in bright red letters. Many of them fled persecution. Some escaped oppressive regimes. Others left their home countries to avoid political or religious persecution. Among them is Artemis Ghasemzadeh, an Iranian woman who converted to Christianity. She knows that returning to Iran would mean certain death. Under Islamic law, conversion from Islam is punishable by execution. She fled, seeking safety, hoping for protection. Now, she finds herself in a foreign country, completely abandoned. She has no legal representation, no clear answers. She sends a desperate message to her lawyer. "We are in danger. We are waiting for a miracle." The Panamanian government insists that these measures are for the migrants' own protection. They are being held to verify their identities, officials say. They are being processed before being sent back to their home countries. But many of these individuals are asylum seekers, people who have fled life-threatening circumstances, individuals who should have been given protection rather than exiled. Instead, they are locked away, their fates uncertain. Lawyers who try to intervene are stopped before they can reach their clients. Some of them wave from their rooms, screaming for help, calling for legal support, but they are ignored. One lawyer, standing in the hotel's lobby, was forced to leave without ever seeing her clients. They called out for her from above. They were blocked from coming down. Their signatures, necessary for any legal proceedings, remained impossible to obtain. As pressure mounts, authorities make a sudden move. One night, nearly 100 migrants are loaded onto buses. They are driven away with no explanation. They do not know where they are being taken. When they arrive, they find themselves deep in the jungle. The Panamanian government has moved them to a remote camp on the outskirts of the Detained Gap, one of the most dangerous and inaccessible regions in the world. The conditions are horrific. Some describe it as looking like a prison. The camp is overcrowded. People are forced to sleep on the floor. There is barely enough food. A child is sick. A baby cries, but there is no medical care. Those who have phones attempt to call their families, their lawyers, anyone who might be able to help. Then, the guards take their phones away. Contact with the outside world is cut off. Panama's president denies that any wrongdoing has taken place. He insists that the migrants are being treated humanely. The security minister claims that no one has requested asylum. But how can they request asylum when they are not allowed to speak to a lawyer? How can they plead their cases when they have been locked away with no information, no access to proper legal channels? Human rights organizations are taking notice. The American Civil Liberties Union calls the situation a humanitarian disaster. The United Nations High Commissioner for Refugees is monitoring the case. The International Organization for Migration is trying to find other countries that might take in some of these individuals. But no one knows what will happen next. Some migrants have agreed to return to their home countries, despite the dangers they may face. Others refuse, holding on to the last shreds of hope that they will not be forced back. The ones still inside the hotel know they may be next to be taken away. They do not know where they will go. They do not know when they will be removed. All they can do is wait. Their signs remain pressed against the windows. Their voices remain unheard. Their futures remain uncertain. The world is watching, but will anyone answer their call?